Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to talk about how to catch a predefined exception in stored procedure. This is the 11th video from Snowflake stored procedure playlist. Catching predefined exception. As I said that in Snowflake, we have two types of exceptions. One is the predefined exception and second one is the custom defined exception or custom exception. In this video we are going to talk about few predefined exceptions through examples. Okay, result set is empty, SQL compilation error, null result in a non-nullable column, given column name or index does not exist. These are the four predefined exceptions which we are going to use as part of our demo. Catching predefined exception. Here I am going to show you the one procedure example. If you see here, this is the syntax to create a procedure. You to catch the exception, you need to keep your statements inside the try block. Once try block is over, then you need to start catch block. From that catch block, you have to catch the result set is empty, which is one of the predefined exception. This is usually used to know whether given query has been returning the results or rows or not. If given query is going to return no data, then we have to catch that exception and then return user defined error message instead of Snowflake JavaScript error message. Here error no rows written in a query, else return error dot message. As I said that error is the object to capture the errors. From this method, error object method have different, error is the object. This error object have a different methods. Those are one of that message state code and trace tag text. So here if you see message, from the message I am going to use the substring. This is the JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript substring function. The starting position should be 0. Okay, this is the 18 characters length. That's why here I mentioned 0 to 18 equal to result set is empty. Then return error no rows written in query. See here query, if you see select star from department where department number is equal 10. Assume that there are no records corresponding to this department number, then it's going to throw an exception. To throw an exception, we should use the rs dot get column value, then only it will throws exception if there is no results or there is no rows for this query. Let's see in action or demo. Here I am going to set the context. Once that is done, how to catch a predefined exception in stored procedure. So predefined exceptions, result set is empty, that means no data found in Oracle. SQL compilation error. So if you write any query with syntactical errors, then we are going to catch that exception, predefined exception. Null result in a non-nullable column, that means if you are trying to insert a data with null values for the not null columns, given column name or index does not exist. If you are going to retrieve the columns from the result set, if that given column name or index not present from that result set, then Snowflake stored procedure throws an exception. given column name or index does not exist. So let's see one by one with the example. Here I am going to create a employee table. With that employee table, department number is the not null constraint, and dname and location, 3 columns. Let me create this table. Table DEPT successfully created. Now what I am going to do, result set is empty because we just now created and not inserted any data. So obviously when you are going to get the or retrieve the data from query through the procedure, this procedure will throw exception. Okay, this is the procedure where this procedure, I am trying to create, put the entire procedure in the screen so that it would be easy to understand this procedure. So create or replace procedure, procedure name returns varchar language javascript as $, and here defining one variable as I shown you the PowerPoint presentation. So select star from DEBT where DEBT number equal to 10 rs dot next, because this output would be written to or stored to rs is the result set. From the rs result set, if you want to retrieve the data, rs dot next. Here please note that I am not going to use the while loop because I know this query always returns only one row. That's why I'm not going to use the while loop. Just rs dot next, rs dot get column value from this output, because the select star from this query returns 3 columns: department number, department name, and location. So here I am going to retrieve the data first column. You can specify the index or you can directly specify the column name also. Okay, now let me, after that, here in the catch block, error is the object. From this object we have a method called the message method. From that we are going to consider only first 18 characters. That should equal to result set is empty. Then return user defined error message. Error, no rows written in query. Else if there is any other than this error throws exception, then return error dot message. Okay, let me compile this procedure. Yeah, function proc underscore catch free defined exception 1 successfully created. Now what I'm going to do, let me execute this procedure by using the call. See, error, no rows written in query. That means we got the user defined error message. That error message mentioned in the inside our free defined exception called result set is empty. This is nothing but a no data found exception. That's all about the no result set is empty. Now what I am going to do with another example, we will see the SQL compilation error. Here in this procedure everything is same. Select star from here, I am going to remove the from keyword so that this could be a invalid statement. So how we are going to capture that in the similar way, error dot message dot substring. Here substring should be 0,21 equal to SQL compilation error, and then this is you can mention or you can keep any number of predefined exceptions. So result set is the another exception. If you don't have, assume that if you don't have any issue with your SQL statement, then you may get the result set is empty. So based on your query, that's why here I am keeping these two, and else this is common. If there is other than these two errors, then that we are going to return the error dot message, default message, not user defined message, error message. Now let me compile this procedure. Yeah, function proc underscore catch free defined exception 2 successfully created. Now let me execute this procedure. If you see here, output error given SQL statement is invalid. That means there is some error with this statement, okay, our select statement. Now what I'm going to do, let me comment this one, and I'm going to, instead of our user defined error message, instead of that I'm going to display message from the error object, error dot message, message. Yeah, now we'll see what would be the error. Okay, I recompile again. Now I'm going to rerun same procedure. See, this is the actual predefined error from the Snowflake or JavaScript. SQL compilation error, syntax error, line 1 at position 11, unexpected DEPT. So before the DEPT we should use the from clause. That's why so we taken the first, if you explain, this is the predefined error, we can call it is this is the predefined exception. Okay, now let me, okay, this is all about SQL compilation error predefined exception. Now we are going to see null result in a nullable column exception, predefined exception. So here same, instead of select statement, I'm going to write the insert into DEPT, department name, location and call. To show the example, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to use the department name. Okay, so that it will throw exception. So the exception would be null result in a nullable column. I am taking the entire and compare. Here I am not using any substring in the catch block. So here return error cannot insert null value for department column. This is the user message, user defined error message. Now let me compile this procedure. Function proc underscore catch predefined exception 3 successfully created. Now what I'm going to do, let me execute this procedure. See, error cannot insert null value for DEPT number column. Okay, that is the all about null result in a non-nullable column predefined exception. If you see, after executing this procedure, nothing inserted. Okay, now what I'm going to do, let me provide the DEPT number column and value. Then we will see this case, if record is going to insert in the department table, then our expected output would be succeeded, because we are assigning the succeeded to result string that returning the result. So let me recompile this procedure and then execute. I'm going to execute again. See, this time invalid identifier, I mentioned that invalid identifier. Okay, because I mistakenly specify the wrong column name, DEPT number. Okay, now function created. What I'm going to do, yeah, see, succeeded. This would be the output, expected output. We got the expected output. Now we'll see one row from department table with DEPT number equal to 10. So this is the what expected. I mean, this time we didn't get any exception. Now we are going to see another predefined exception called given column name or index does not exist. So here what I'm going to do, this is the our procedure. Everything here valid SQL statement. From this we are going to retrieve the one record rs.next from the result set. Here I am going to use the rs.get column value of 1. So this column value of get column value of 10 means basically based on the select statement, it will give the 3 only: department number, department name and location. So 1, 2, 3, you can use the 1 get column value 1 or get column value 2 or 3, because I want to throw an exception. So for that, greater than 3, if you use anything greater than 3, then it will throw exception. That exception would be this one. So now let me compile this procedure. Function proc underscore catch predefined exception 4 successfully created. Now let me execute this one. Okay. See, error given column or name index does not exist. Please check. This is the user defined error message which I have mentioned in the catch block. Okay. Now what I am going to do, let me put the 1, okay, instead of that, so that this time it would output would be succeeded message. Let me recompile. See, succeeded. So as I said that you can use the subscript, I mean here index value or directly column name. So column name would be DEPT number. So DEPT number. So let me compile. Now execute. See, succeeded. So you can use the direct column name. Now let me use the smaller case DEPT number. So error, because when you executed, I mean any query, this result set all column names will be in uppercase. So you have to use the uppercase only. That's why now again I will use the DEPT NO. Yeah, DEPT NO. Yeah, DEPT NO. I'm just double checking whether spell mistake or not. That's why DEPT NO. Now let me create. This time it would be succeeded. Instead of succeeded, you can return that value itself, like instead of here you can define one variable v underscore dept number equal to rs that get column value of dept number. Let me try with the double quotes. Previously we used the single quote, now I am trying to use the double quote. So compile procedure will compile any cast. So now I am going to execute this procedure. Yeah, succeeded. So now let me return this value. Okay, v underscore deep number instead of succeeded. So that one directly I am using return v underscore deep number. This time output would be 10 because where function procedure successfully completed. Now let me execute this one. This time output would be 10. This is the way how you are going to retrieve the data from your query. That's all. Thank you for watching my video. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and don't forget to click on bell icon for the notifications. Please share it and like it. Thank you once again for watching my video.